Calling Buzz Lightyear, the galaxy's greatest hero. Skilled, courageous, and ever vigilant. Leaping into action, Buzz Lightyear hurtles to the rescue!
When I was a kid, I wanted to be Buzz Lightyear. Yeah, zooming around the galaxy, blasting aliens with a space laser. That sounded like a pretty good line of work to me. I used to run and jump around the place pretending I was a space ranger, or getting blasted in half by Zurg. Those were the days. Buzz Lightyear wasn't just one of the coolest superheroes, he was one of the coolest toys, so of course I had one growing up, even if it did always annoy me that the toys back then had those stupid short stubby wings, but that's another story. So with Toy Story maybe doubling in popularity after the release of the sequel in 1999, it was a no-brainer for Pixar to start looking into producing spin-offs based on the franchise. The company had tried experimenting with this previously, such as producing original Toy Story animation for the interactive storybook CD-ROM based on the first movie, but in 2000 they took an unusual route, partnering with Walt Disney Television Animation to produce a traditionally animated Buzz Lightyear cartoon, Buzz Lightyear of Star Command. To promote the show shortly before broadcast, Disney decided to package the first 3 episodes together and release them as one big movie in August of 2000. The adventure begins.
Premiering only on video and Disney DVD, August 8th.
Now, I was obsessed with this show back then, and you can tell this is a very well-loved tape. It even has a special offer on the front for Toy Story videos and DVDs, but I probably clawed most of that off just so I could rip this tape open to watch it. And why not? As a concept, this just seemed to satisfy all my kid cravings. A movie about the amazing adventures of Buzz Lightyear as a superpowered space ranger? How could anyone possibly mess that up? Let's check out the tape by going to infinity and beyond! This tape starts with an advert for the Disney Channel, which, thanks to the rise of satellite TV services like Sky, was just beginning to have a rapid UK expansion around this period in 2000, boasting not just 1, but 4 channels, and they have to explain all of them.
The Disney Channel always has good stuff.
But we have busy lives and different tastes.
It's funny actually, as I was never much of a Disney Channel kid. I'd watch movies on there sometimes, but when it comes to all that Hannah Montana High School Musical stuff that came later on, I had no idea what kids were talking about. Seriously, The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. What is The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody? I still have no idea.
There's Toon Disney where I can get into my favourite cartoons whenever I want.
Ah, Toon Disney. Now this was what I liked. In fact, this was the channel where I used to watch Buzz Lightyear of Star Command, and it was great. Bursting with action-packed cartoons, incredible monsters, and recess. Okay, so not everything could be unbelievably exciting, but it was still a cool channel, and it's a shame it closed down in 2006.
They've also given us a new type of preschool TV. Playhouse Disney Channel.
Playhouse Disney. You could just call this one the Babies Channel, but it actually went on to have the longest lifespan of any Disney spin-off channel in the UK, lasting all the way until 2011 before getting rebranded as Disney Junior. Strangely, I do remember watching this a bit, like I still recognise Dave Benson Phillips there.
Come and meet your friends at Playhouse Disney.
There's so much to do, so let's get busy.
It's time for fun here at Playhouse Disney.
Where was that?
Playhouse Disney! Woo!
Let's just hope you never make me review that Smarties game he was in.
And if that wasn't enough, if we miss our favourite show on the Disney Channel,
We can catch it an hour later on Disney Channel +1.
Finally, there's Disney Channel +1. This might seem bizarre now, but it was a very novel concept to be able to catch up on something if you missed it, so pretty much every channel had a +1 service around this time. It's not such a big deal now that you can watch almost anything you want at the click of a button, but it made subscribing to Disney a pretty tasty package back then.
Disney Channel has an exciting new range of 4 channels on Sky Digital.
But of course, it's now entirely moot, with the UK Disney Channel being shut down in 2020 to make way for the Disney Plus streaming service. I hate time.
Disney Channel, the family just got bigger.
Trailers now, and first up is Toy Story 2, which I guess makes sense given this is a Buzz Lightyear movie and all.
Hold on, the toys are back in town.
Of course I already did an episode on this tape, so the only real thing I can mention about this trailer is that it's just an American one dubbed over with a British narrator.
The toys are back in town.
The toys are back in town.
For some reason they used to do that here, as if an American voice would confuse us Brits when we get spoon-fed their content all day. It's really weird.
Now on video at Disney DVD.
Next, a trailer for Lady and the Tramp 2, one of the many direct-to-video Disney sequels that flooded the market around this time.
Scamper-Papu's not afraid to chase his dreams. But he'll need some help from his new friend Angel. Together, they take off on an unforgettable adventure.
I never even saw the original movie, so I had no idea what was going on here. And goodness me, just listen to that nostalgic early 2000s music.
I still run, I still swing open the door.
Take me back.
Exclusively on video and Disney DVD. Spring 2001.
Then there's a trailer for Disney's Dinosaur, which definitely saw an awful lot of promotion around this time, and you'd be hard-pressed to find a Disney tape that didn't have a trailer for this movie.
You have to be strong now. The nesting grounds are only a few days away.
Oh joy, blisters.
I've got blisters on my blisters.
I wouldn't be surprised if most people mistook this for the next big-budget Pixar film, even though they had nothing to do with it.
Walt Disney Pictures proudly presents Dinosaur.
Perhaps a VHS review for another time. The last trailer is for The Little Mermaid 2, yet another sequel.
Get ready for a story unlike any other.
This is the only way. Melody can't know about merpeople.
I do remember watching a dodgy pirate copy of this once, actually, and the quality was so bad, it really was like being the kid in that old piracy warning. Mom, it's no good, the picture's all funny. I switched it off after 5 minutes.
Walt Disney proudly presents an all-new full-length animated feature.
The original's a classic, but this one, not so much. Probably another one to discuss someday.
The Little Mermaid 2, Return to the Sea. Available only on video and Disney DVD. Spring 2001.
With that said, let's move on to the film itself. This one has a great framing device to start things off, with the toys in Andy's room getting their hands on the actual VHS we're watching right now.
It's the new action-packed Buzz Lightyear movie!
How very, very meta.
Let's watch it.
Buzz, we're not gonna watch the whole thing. We just want to see all the commercials at the beginning.
Never has a Toy Story quote said so much about my childhood. Still, it's clever how this opening actually ties the show into the Toy Story world, making it seem like the kind of thing that might have been used to promote the Buzz Lightyear toy line in-universe. In fact, even the intro to the show would feature all the toys sitting down to watch it on TV. Way better than just, you know, slapping a bunch of text on screen and trying to make a very weak connection to the source material. Pixar wouldn't do that. Anyway, we're thrust into the intergalactic world of Buzz Lightyear, voiced of course by Tim Allen, since it obviously makes sense for the iconic voice of the toy to match the voice in this movie, and therefore provide better continuity.
Buzz Lightyear mission log. We've searched this gaseous planetoid from top to bottom, with no sign of the missing personnel.
It feels just like the Buzz we know and love, only in traditionally animated form, although he would later be redubbed and replaced by Patrick Warburton in the show itself. Buzz operates as a space ranger for Star Command with his partner Warp Dark Matter, who's definitely a lippy kind of guy.
Procedure is what separates us from the wicked forces of chaos.
Buzz. If it means less paperwork, I'll take chaos.
I like him already. They're on a mission to rescue 3 missing little green men, or LGMs for short. This is another fun way of tying in some Toy Story characters, as even though the LGMs weren't explicitly confirmed to be part of the Buzz Lightyear toy line in the film, it feels like they fit very well into this world, especially with their weird telepathic relationship, thinking and feeling as one.
Now you're just trying to freak us out.
But when 3 other LGMs turn up as stowaways in the middle of their mission, the local aliens aren't happy, leading to a hectic battle between the Rangers and a crazy tentacle monster from my darkest nightmares.
The lost ones are there!
Oh, well then I'd say they're the dead ones now.
With the monster defeated, they uncover a secret base hidden underneath, which turns out to be the sinister lair of the evil Emperor Zurg, voiced by Wayne Knight.
No, I'll just have to pick your brains. Where's my cranial dissectabot?
Yeah, you know, the guy who always plays the nerd. But now he's the formidable antagonist, being completely over the top and manic to the extreme.
I shall destroy your galactic alliance, but first I shall destroy you!
It's exactly how you think this kind of bad guy should be, and I love the design of Zurg's evil operation, where he has all these bizarre henchmen working for him, like big brains in jars, and these weird little bug things. It's just the right kind of wacky.
You know, when I gave up my body, certain promises were made.
I was just being polite! I don't really care, alright?
Zurg has the missing LGMs in his clutches and wants to know the secret of their mind link. But when they refuse to talk, he acts like all good evil villains do, by torturing cute little creatures that are smaller than him.
Do your work.
My plan exactly.
But it's Buzz Lightyear to the rescue, and he fends off Zurg's robot soldiers while the evil Emperor makes his escape, setting off the self-destruct button on his way out the door. Apparently that's a standard feature with evil layers. And then things take a rather dark turn when his partner Warp gets trapped under the rubble.
Go! We're partners! I said go!
Yeah, you know it's a classic Disney movie when someone gets killed off in the first 15 minutes. Like, psh, he's dead. Back at Star Command, Buzz holds a funeral for Warp and vows never to work with another partner again.
I miss him very much.
A nice bit of emotional baggage. This is where we're introduced to some of the other Space Rangers in a training session, and it's definitely a colourful cast of characters here. Even some of the background Rangers look fun. Like, who's this bird guy? I want to know his story. But the focus is on Mirror Nova, a feisty Space Ranger princess who has the ability to ghost through matter itself.
Bring it on.
While all the other rookies get trapped in giant bubbles for some reason, Mirror has to deal with 3 huge death bots who pump her full of bubble bath. That's how you teach your students. But using her powers, she completes the training session and impresses the commander, who I actually always thought was Buzz Lightyear's dad, but apparently that's not the case.
Commander, they're only rookies. Come on, I train on level 9.
I know.
You have to admit, he does look like an older version of Buzz when you put the two together. I think someone needs to arrange a DNA test here.
Buzz, meet your new partner.
Partner?
The commander tries to get Mira to be Buzz's new partner, but he isn't having it.
You are not going out there without backup!
I'm sorry, Commander, but from now on, Buzz Lightyear flies solo.
And in the meantime, we get introduced to another character, Booster, a giant red alien who works as a janitor mopping the floors, and wants to be a Space Ranger himself.
I just want to be a Space Ranger so bad, Buzz.
Now, don't you worry. You'll pass the entrance exam, Booster.
I think this is just me if I'd had the chance to walk around this place as a kid. He just geeks out over everything.
This is just too cool.
He's very lovable, but even though Buzz strives to work alone, the LGMs build him a new partner called XR, an experimental robot who can learn for himself and has more laser guns than a growing boy could ask for.
XR reporting for duty.
Seriously, just look at the toy. You think that's enough lasers?
I won't anybody listen to me. No more partners!
Meanwhile, on Zurg's evil planet of evilness, his new henchman is just about to be born.
Does he have a flamethrower? Remember last time? A flamethrower would have really come in handy.
This is Agent Z, a mysterious assassin with a deep voice, who bears no resemblance to any other sci-fi bad guy whatsoever.
I shall call you Agent Z. That's stupid.
Though, to be fair, he does have one thing that Darth Vader will never have.
Ooh, the flamethrower!
Best line. Even though the LGMs escaped, Zurg has a spy drone to keep an eye on their unpronounceable home planet, which disguises itself as one of those big balloons you probably had at your birthday party as a kid. Turns out the secret to their telepathic link is something called the Unimind, a big glowing Terry's chocolate orange? Only the Brits will get that joke.
We are one. We are one.
This is quite a smart way of working in the cult-like behaviour of the LGMs in the Toy Story movies. Even the Claw gets a bit of a cameo, but when Zurg launches an assault on planet CEZA pound dot diamond beta GA, he uses Agent Z to steal the Unimind for his own diabolical plans.
His dark forces invade our homeworld!
I'm on my way.
Buzz races to help with XR tagging along, and we get lots of laser blasting action. Yeah, you know, Buzz's laser, his signature weapon. They wouldn't just leave that out of a Buzz Lightyear movie. That'd be like not giving him his wings. He can even set the laser on automatic without using it, which is pretty cool.
They never see this coming.
Saw it coming.
But Agent Z is no dummy and defeats Buzz before blasting XR to bits.
System malfunction.
I guess that's technically 2 brutal death scenes in this Disney movie. Cool.
You can fix him, right?
Can we? I don't know. We are not one.
Now that Zurg has the Unimind, the mental link between the LGMs is broken, and they struggle to put XR back together again, stuffing him full of useless junk. Pretty much the same way I try to fix things whenever they break.
What is, this thing?
An arm?
Told ya.
Meanwhile, Zurg's secret plan is underway, and we finally learn that he doesn't have legs? I always thought that was strange. I guess legs are only for good guys.
Want something turned evil? Turn it evil yourself.
He uses his evil touch to poison the Unimind, while Star Command decides how to respond to the threat.
We're launching a full-scale assault.
This is when the LGMs finish fixing XR, only now he has a comical personality, making wisecracking quips every chance he gets.
2 words, timeshare. How many of you love it? All right, Monday through Wednesday, admittedly, the galaxy belongs to Zurg. But Thursday through Saturday, it's ours! We alternate Sundays. What do you think?
I actually like this, that in their attempt to make XR a mindless robot, they inadvertently gave him life. Maybe that's reading too deeply into it.
Get that thing out of here! What I say? Come on! You know the timeshare idea is solid, and you're jealous.
But comic relief robots are only good for janitor duty, so he gets paired up with Booster, and the two end up slacking off by stowing away on Buzz's ship.
To infinity and whatever. Beyond! Yeah, right.
And whoa, that's a naughty joke. Is this Buzz Lightyear or Animaniacs?
Hello, this.
When Mira tries to go it alone by stealing a prototype ship called the Alpha 1, Buzz has to chase her down before she puts herself at risk.
Buzz, you know my plan can work. I can get past Zurg's defenses.
Unfortunately, Mira, the commander doesn't agree with us.
And everyone gets into a bit of a muddle, but it finally brings the whole team together.
It's a complicated explanation, Buzz. I think it's best we just sweep the whole incident under the rug.
Though, speaking of bringing people together, Zurg uses his evil minions to construct a big giant laser gun, because no supervillain is complete without a big giant laser gun.
The Zurgatronic Mega Ray will use the Unimind to spread my evil across the universe! Oh yes.
He uses it to enslave entire planets and bring the population under his control. A bit like a more family-friendly Death Star, I guess. Since they're out in space, Buzz and the gang are the only ones free from Zurg's influence, and they retreat back to Star Command to seek help. Fortunately, they're met with a very warm welcome.
Lightyear, how good of you to join us.
Zurg?
In the manner of speaking.
Yeah, this is actually kinda creepy, but the team managed to escape with Zurg's possessed slaves hot on their trail.
You know, the guy's supposed to be some kind of evil genius, and the best he can come up with is a ventriloquist act. What's next? Evil juggling?
They blow up Buzz's ship and they have to flee in the Alpha 1, making a crash landing on Zurg's planet in a pretty amusing fashion. Then things suddenly take a strange detour when the gang get into this weird conversation about nose rings.
Why can't we have nose rings?
Because nose rings are for punks, little mister.
I was just asking a question. I'm not the one getting a nose ring.
Then who's getting a nose ring?
Nobody's getting a nose ring. It's against the rules.
Yeah, the dialogue in this movie is fairly witty. Even the captions are dripping in sarcasm.
I want the 3 of you off this planet now, and that's an order.
Buzz is so absorbed in doing things his own way that he tells the team to make a run for it, while he confronts Zurg, which goes about as well as you'd expect. But when Buzz gets the upper hand on Agent Z, his true identity is finally revealed.
Oh, come on, buddy. That's no way to treat your partner.
Warp?
Yes, Agent Z is really Warp Dark Matter, Buzz's former partner, who's been working for Zurg this whole entire time. I didn't see that one coming.
My name's Dark Matter. Was surprised here.
Wait, so does this mean that brutal death scene wasn't actually a brutal death scene at all? Stupid Disney.
I miss him very much.
Miss him now!
Stop mocking me!
So with the betrayal of Buzz Lightyear finally complete, Zurg comes up with the ultimate fate for him.
I'm going to take the galaxy's greatest hero and turn him into me.
Ooh, that's kind of freaky.
I have taken a one-man stand against darkness and depravity, and I have failed.
But now, of course, Buzz realizes the true meaning of friendship and sends a secret message to the team so they'll come to his rescue. Time for a huge final action sequence to finish things off, with even more big laser guns.
Your puny Star Command laser is pathetic! Let me show you a real weapon!
It It's neat how the whole teamwork angle comes full circle here, with Mirror, Booster, and XR all making use of their respective abilities to fight back against Zurg.
Evil never wins.
It's a good moment, but even though Buzz and the gang have Zurg cornered, he manages to escape, which did always annoy me as a kid. You don't want to see the bad guy escape, you want to see him die.
Wherever you go in the universe, you will hear my voice mocking you. Evil rules!
But to be fair, you probably wouldn't have a TV show if he got blown up in the first story.
Thanks to Zurg, the Unimind is rotten to the core.
Of course they still have to repair the Unimind, and with Buzz being the antithesis of Zurg, the power of good is enough to restore it, returning everyone in the galaxy back to their normal selves. And giving the LGMs supernatural Buzz Lightyear powers.
So who's your partner gonna be, son?
Don't worry, Commander. I've made my choice.
Now Buzz has his very own Space Ranger team setting up the show, and all we need is the obligatory Star Wars parody to send us out.
To infinity and beyond!
Oh, and did you know the credits feature a song by William Shatner at the end?
To infinity and beyond. We will sing this song. So say goodbye. Now it's time to fly to infinity and beyond.
Yeah, to infinity and beyond, with the Star Command chorus. They even mention it on the back of the VHS. Strange.
There is a place in outer space where you can join in the fun.
I guess I must have missed out on their first album growing up. So that was Buzz Lightyear of Star Command, The Adventure Begins, and it's definitely a lot of fun. It's just one of those quick, breezy adventures that almost feels like the kind of thing you'd imagine when playing with the toys back in the day. It's the right level of over the top, with a sharp sense of humour and action in all the right places. I've seen it a lot of times now, and it still manages to put a smile on my face. But maybe the biggest thing to appreciate is just how hard they work to give Buzz Lightyear his very own universe. When I look at the tone of this movie and the design work on the characters and locations, it feels so much more like the type of cartoon that would have been used to promote the Buzz Lightyear toy line in the Toy Story universe. In fact, if you assume that the first Toy Story movie is set in the 90s, this is easily the type of thing that a kid like Andy would have watched back then, and given the framing device of the toys themselves watching the actual show, and handling the very same VHS tape, that makes this series canon to the Toy Story universe and the true Buzz Lightyear origin story. And for me, that'll always be the case to infinity and beyond. Thanks for watching this video, and look out for more reviews coming soon. But wait, there's more! Okay, this is a very unscripted announcement because I'm here to reveal that Back to the Past is now available on Patreon. You see, YouTube isn't exactly friendly to me for making videos about all this copyrighted content, so it makes monetizing the channel kind of impossible, but for just £2 a month, you can support the channel on Patreon. You'll get access to every new video a week early, your name at the end of every episode, and you can even take part in exclusive Patreon votes where you decide what the next VHS review will be. It's not an obligation, but if you want to support the channel, you can. I'd really appreciate it, because it means I won't ever have to talk about Raid Shadow Legends in any of these videos. Have a nice day and check out the Patreon. Did you enjoy this video? Let me know what you liked in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, follow the channel on Twitter, support me on Patreon for early access to new episodes, and remember you can buy all kinds of old stuff from the official Back to the Past eBay store. See you next time.